Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a Nikki Uncut. We're going to sit down and test out and put on a bunch of new makeup, both makeup that I purchased during the Sephora savings event, and I made quite a few purchases. This is just some of the stuff that I got, and I actually got this stuff that I'm going to show you in store at Sephora because I'm still waiting on the rest of my order to ship to me. It's been a minute. I'm waiting on 2 different orders, so it's going to be a while before I receive those products. And so until then, I don't have thoughts on all those products that I purchased during one of my last Nikki Uncut. So these products, I received some in PR, including the new Huda Beauty. This is the Easy Bake Setting Spray. I am so pumped and so excited to try this because if you don't know, if you've not gathered this by now, I'm a huge, huge fan and believer in the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder. I've been obsessed with that powder since they launched it years ago. So excited for this. I've heard good things, but I ultimately try not to watch too many reviews of other people talking about these products because I want to be able to gain my own thoughts on them and not have it be, I don't know, like biased in any way or skewed one way or the other. You know what I mean? So anyway, excited to try this. I also have the new, and this is something I picked up in store at Sephora on a whim, and I'm so happy I did. I almost forgot to pick these up, to be quite honest. They're the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Matte Bouncy Blushes. They're in 2 classic shades that I love and that I use in the liquid soft pinch blushes. Hope and Happy. They're screaming my name. I'm so excited to try these out. We're going to do a first impression of these bad boys, as well as a first impression of this, obviously. And then I have a primer that I picked up too, and I'm excited to try this. This is Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. It's a mattifying and priming face serum. It's supposed to give you all day oil control. I'm pumped to try this because I'm an oily girl, but I'm also an aging girl. So no matter, even though I'm really oily and I get super duper, super shiny throughout the day, I still have to do my skin prep. I still have to do like my lotions and my potions and all my anti-aging hydrators and toners and all that good stuff prior to my makeup. Like I refuse to cut that out just because I'm oily. That's just nonsense. Like, well, I'm not going to do that. So anyway, this seems like it's right up my alley, like it's made for me, because hopefully this will help to kind of combat that excess amount of shine and oil that I produce naturally throughout the day. So that way I can wear more glowy products and not have to touch up a million times. Anyway, that was my thought process when I picked this up. So picked it up, excited to try it. We're going to put this on our face right away because I want this to essentially do its thing. And yeah, it's uncut. We're going to hang out together. We're going to open boxes together. We're going to try things out, and that's going to be that. So let me read a little bit about this. This is a multi-action water to powder, interesting mattifying primer serum that controls shine, refines and soothes with comfort matte complex. Okay. Wear alone or under makeup, press bottom, dose thing, something, start at the T-zone, use fingers. Okay. All right. I think I got the gist of this. So this little sticker off the bottom. Shake it really well. It's very watery. I wasn't expecting it to be, oh, do not shake. Oops. Just kidding. Okay, learn from my mistake. Once I looked at the front of it, it says do not shake. So I was just shaking it like a maniac because I felt like I had to. Huh. Hopefully I didn't just ruin that. So this has a dropper. And on the bottom, you just push this to drop the product out. Let's start. Maybe let's start with one more dab. Okay, very watery. I'm very curious about this product. I'm going to apply with my fingers. It's very thin. I mean, that just turned into nothing on my hand. This is an interesting product. Very intrigued by it because it is so watery. I hope it's not going to have like that filmy, you know, heavier silicone-y feeling that primers have, which is why, again, if you're not new here, you know that's like why I don't really love primers and the way they feel under makeup. Okay, this is drying down. Interesting. I'm going to take a little bit more because I feel like I want a little more shine reducing here and on my nose. And I'm wondering if this is going to be the kind of product that will help products like complexion products like foundation, concealer, skin tints adhere better to our nose, because I know a lot of us that I talk to and in this community and in life have a problem with products not sticking to our noses. Wow, that is a really cool product. Very excited to test this out and to give you like more feedback as I continue to wear it. But first impression is that's really interesting, and my skin is just feeling more matte, less greasy, and it absorbed really nice on top of my skin prep, which is always a good sign. Not bad. Not bad at all. My hand is dried down. I guess there's not really a difference, but anyway. We're going to jump right into the next product because I have a skin tint that I've been testing out, and my thoughts are I love it. So I want to use this many times. Like, I'm going on 2 weeks of test this out fully almost every single day before I gave you my feedback and my thoughts on it, because it's brand new and I need more time with it. But a lot of you have been asking me what I think about the new Milk Gel Grip Tint, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I think this is a really solid bet if you have oily skin like me. But also, I'm going to go out and say that even if you have dry skin, you know, as with most products complexion wise, if you have dry skin, as long as you're prepping your skin according to your skin type, right, and you're doing the adequate amount of moisturizer and hydrators and stuff like that, then you should be able to wear this as well. But after wearing it for 2 weeks, I do think this is going to be a solid pick for oily skin people out there that want a good skin tint that's not going to slip off their face throughout the day. So I've been applying it. Sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I'll just swipe it all over with my fingers, and then I'll grab my N17 and buff out the edges so there's no streaks and fingerprints. But right now, I don't really want to get my hands dirty, so I'm going to apply it with my N17, and I primarily like to tap it on and really push it onto my skin, especially in the areas where I want more coverage, so like my cheek and my nose. I just gotta push it on and get it on there, using a tapping, stippling motion. And then when I just want to buff out the excess and I want to have the outside of my face be nice and well blended, I just go back and forth with a soft blending motion, and then we're good. We're golden. The shade that I've been wearing that works pretty much perfect with my skin is number 6. And I just feel like this is a great, solid, high-performing skin tint. Like, Milk did a really great job with this product. I have been loving it. So you'll see it does give quite a bit of nice coverage. I'd say it's a little more coverage than like my Hourglass Veil skin tint that I love. And it's definitely more grippy, and it definitely has a thicker consistency to it. And it feels like gel-like, but I don't know, in like a really nice grippy way. It's just a good product, basically. If you have not gathered that from what I'm saying, it's a really great product that I've been really impressed with. So tapping it in, my skin's looking so much more even. And I'm going to go out and say this is definitely oily skin girl approved. So if you have oily skin and you're wanting a good skin tint, this one's worth checking out. This was definitely absent in all my, what to buy during the Sephora savings event videos, because I did not have enough time to properly test it out before I could recommend it. So just know, had I filmed that, or had I got this in my hands a lot sooner, it definitely would have ended up in those videos. All right, tapping it on. Now we're going to just color correct really quick and brighten these under eyes because I look a little tired as usual. I'm going to use a Kosas, a newer product, not brand new. I didn't pick this up during the Sephora savings event, but I did pick it up pretty recently still. And I'm still absolutely loving it and just really hooked on this. And also, I've been getting questions about this as well. I still love and use my Cali Ray Under Eye Brightener. These are both comparable products. This one just gives a bit more coverage. This one's a bit more natural. So if you're looking for like a natural under eye color corrector / brightener, the Cali Ray, bomb. If you want a teeny bit more coverage, the Kosas, bomb. So only complaint about the Kosas is it does have a funky smell to it. But I pop it in my eyes right there. Grab my N14 brush. I'm just going to tap this in right away. And it's going to take my eyes from looking tired and red to well rested and bright. So hopefully if you were eyeing an under eye brightener slash more natural color corrector, like not an intense color corrector, like this is not going to be comparable to like my Huda Beauty color corrector that I love, because this is a lot more, they don't have like a true orange, a true red, a true peach to choose from. You know what I mean? Like they're more forgivable. They're more like flexible color corrector slash brighteners than like the Huda Beauty. Those are like true full on camouflaging color correctors. So hope that makes sense. But hopefully you're able to pick one up if you're looking for one, either the Kosas or the Cali Ray. Safe bets. Not new, and definitely did not pick up at Sephora, but I've been loving this one. Once again, it's the Cheek Kiss Cream Bronzer from Milani. I'm wearing the shade, or I'm going to put the shade on, that is 120 Spilling Tea. So let me grab, I think for this, I'm going to grab my trusty 109 from BK Beauty. I'm going to tap in. And we're going to be using this for bronzer. It's definitely not a contour shade. This is very, very warm. But I'm wanting to warm up my complexion. And I do find when I'm using skin tints like this one, or any of the ones that I love and talk about on my channel, I do prefer to, if I remember, switch out my cream bronzer or my bronzer product for, like, let's say I'm doing a skin tint, right? I'll try to remember not to do either of these, even though they're beautiful on top of it. They just can be a little soupy sometimes. So if you're doing an actual skin tint, use and switch out for a cream bronzer, because it'll just stick better to that kind of liquidy product, and it's just a better combination. I don't always remember to do that, like I mentioned, but when I'm firing on all cylinders, I do. So today, we're trying to fire on all cylinders. So I'm going to tap this in. It's going to look nice and soft and more natural. My hair is properly pulled back, so I'm going to get this actually into my hairline, which does suck, but tomorrow I'm washing my hair anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'll be washing this out in the shower, basically. So nice wash of bronze. I find this product is just so easy to work with. I'm going to take a little bit more, and I'm going to do a little lifty lift in my temple. And yes, I do have hollow temples, but I still like the way this looks at times when I want that kind of sculpted look to my eyes. So sometimes you just take the good with the bad. So tapping this on. Now, full disclosure, if you've been waiting for me to review the new Dior powder bronzer, like that big jumbo bronzer, I'm still waiting to review it, but I can't because I haven't received my order yet from Sephora. So I placed now 2 orders online at Sephora, as well as I did just 1 trip in store, which is very not like me, but I've been very busy, and I only had the time to run into Sephora once, like in store, and like peruse the aisles and stuff like that. So but back to what I was saying, I have not received my order yet, so I cannot give you the review yet on all those products I picked up. But I did pick up some great goodies in store, so you just wait. We still have lots of good stuff to review in this video, and we'll have way more to come once I get my Sephora order, so don't you worry. It's just taking a surprising amount of time. All right. A little more bronzing. I do have a lovely pimple right here. I'll cover that up again in a bit with a more full coverage matte concealer. Scoop this down. Such a pretty bronzer. I'm going to switch brushes to my N16. Dip into the Milani. Why did I go to tap that off as if it's going to tap off? Oh my gosh, it's such a habit. I'm going to sculpt softly my nose, and then kind of bring it up into my brow bone and my eye socket, just like that. Quick, easy. Now we're doing a full face makeup look. Not all the products are brand new. Not all of them are going to be like first impressions and reviews. Just like the Milani, I had to incorporate some other stuff because I'm still waiting on, once again, my shipment from Sephora. Nose is looking pretty good. Going to switch to a tried and true product that never leaves my makeup bag now. At this point, it's the Victoria Beckham Contour Stylist in the shade Marble. I love this to contour my lips. I just love it. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Same brush, the N16. I'm going to use the longer fibers of the brush to blend out the lip contour and shading. Now, it's not necessarily contour. I say contour, but it's really just lip shading and enhancing. Because if I was contouring my lips, I'd be actually making them look smaller. I'm just shading them to make them look fuller. Grab one more brush. If you go too high, just like that. Perfect. Now we can actually move on to concealer before we dive into more new products. So I'm going to go with a tried and true product as well. Not brand new. Still love it. Recommend it all the time. It's the Dior Backstage Flash Perfector in the shade 2N. This in combination with the Kosas is such a great lightweight coverage concealing combo. Like, they look so good together. They wear so well together. They don't get creasy or cakey. But honestly, the Kosas looks good under all my concealers, so I could say that about every single one. Just gonna bring this around my nose. Oh, I want some more brightening and more coverage, just like that. Just do a little highlighting and just a little bit between the brows as well, because why not? There we go. We need a different brush. Grabbing a different N14. I'm going to tap this in. And what I want to do is test out the Huda Beauty after all of my complexion products are on. I want to do a pre-makeup being finished round of setting spray. I want to try it out. I want to see how it's going to feel as like my, you know, a layering setting spray in between being done with my makeup, basically. And I do that all the time with my Charlotte Tilbury, with the Milani Make It Last, with the Tier Mask Fit. What other ones do I use? With the Fenty Beauty, I've been using it with the Fenty Beauty. I've been doing it with the Impeccable from Anastasia. There's a lot of setting sprays going on. This is like setting spray heaven right now. So anyway, those all perform really well as like an in-between, like layering setting spray. So I want to see if the Huda is going to do that as well and be a good product for that kind of technique. So I have heard a few things about being a little bit like thicker texture-wise. Not sure if that's good or bad. So we're going to find out. But first we need to perfect this a bit more. Going back to the N17. Blend out any edges. Complexion is looking very glowy, but we're going to get there. And so far, the Danessa has not really toned down the Milk Makeup glow factor yet. Maybe it will throughout the day. Maybe it's more like those products we have to like kind of wear it out, see how it's going to help combat and reduce the shine throughout the day. So it's not like looking like an instant gratification type product, but I'm sure it's going to be more geared towards like the longevity of keeping your oils at bay, you know, if that makes sense. All right, enough talking. Let's open this bad boy up. I don't know why I decided to shake it before I open it up. But the new Huda Beauty Easy Bake Setting Spray. I feel like I need to shake this really well. So a couple of ingredients on the side of the box. This has rice starch, which is a mattifier, by the way. Niacinamide, which might upset a lot of people. A lot of people are sensitive to niacinamide. So just like the new Easy Blur Foundation that does contain niacinamide, this does contain niacinamide as well. So just something to call out. It's alcohol-free and fragrance-free. Very important to note because, you know, a lot of you hated the fragrance that was in the Easy Bake powders. I love it. I think it smells amazing, but they did since remove those fragrances. So now you have the option of getting fragrance-free or with fragrance. But just note that this is fragrance-free. Okay. Has a little ball shaker in there, which helps to shake the formula together. And let me show you how it opens and closes. So that's it closed. That's it open. That is the bottle. Let's test this bad boy out. I'm going to do a pre-spray. Okay, that doesn't feel too heavy. Wish me luck. Hold, please. Interesting. I'm going to spray this on my hand. I want to see what it feels like. Let this dry down and see. I'm just so curious because this is supposed to have like quite a bit of like mattifying power to it. So, oh, ooh, okay. It means it's on my top too. Okay. Well, okay. It's giving me Urban Decay vibes right now because that's one of the reasons why I don't really use the all-nighter setting spray, because it does that all the time and it ruins makeup. But we're going to forgive it because I love Huda so much and I'm going to be really biased and I'm going to just keep trucking along and we're going to keep testing it out. So that was interesting. Let's go in now with the rest of my makeup. Going to grab another N14 brush. There's a reason why I always have dirty N14 brushes, because I use a million during a makeup application. I'm going to tap in the rest of my concealer. The setting spray did not feel heavy. Oh. Okay. It lifted my concealer a little bit though. All right, well, this is good to know. This is good to know going forward that you may not want to use this for setting the layers of your complexion. So just keep that in mind. It might not be the best suited for that, as I'm learning right now. Not bad. We've saved it. Going back to the bronzer. All right, my friends, guess what time it is? It is time to do some powdering, okay? Now, I've been testing this out since I received this. I actually did receive this in PR. I talked about it. I shouted Givenchy out for not being, for just not holding a grudge. And, you know, I did not give them a stunning review of their newly reformulated talc-free Prism Leap powder. I gave them a very honest review. But they came back around. They still sent me this in PR. They still reached out. They still emailed me. And I still give them like constant props for that, because that is really cool. Like, that is good business. And that is just, you know, I don't know. It just says a lot about the brand. And I really, really appreciate that effort that they made. So I've been testing it out. My friends have been testing it out. I mean, my friends have been going ham testing this out and they've been loving it. Literally, one of my girlfriends was like testing this out last night and like using the brush and everything. But the brush is actually surprisingly very handy. And you know, I am the first person to hate on a useless little applicator that brands give you in like their eyeshadow palettes or their blush palettes or their blush containers. This, however, is surprisingly very well designed, very sleek, and very easy to use, and very, very useful. So I give them even more props for this, right? Now, I'm going to apply this powder under my eyes. It's the number 3 shade, my original favorite shade that they had, you know, back in the day. I'm going to use this under my eyes. I'm going to set my under eye concealer. I'm going to grab another N14 brush. And this is what I've been doing, okay? You swipe in all the colors. No, you don't just need to use one. Just swipe in all of them. It's just quick and easy. I have been picking up a decent amount. I find that I need a lot more of the pressed than I did the loose in order to really lock my makeup into place. And after testing this powder out for, over a week and a half at this point, I guess going on 2 weeks. No, I think it's about a week and a half. Where are we right now? I don't even know what the date is. About a week and a half. Either way, I've given it some quality time. I have sat with it. I have talked to it. I have given it quality time in my life. And my final thoughts on it as of right now, as of filming this video, is it is a beautiful powder. It's a really well formulated powder. It is beautiful on your skin. It's easy to work with. It looks really smooth. It looks really, really flawless. It does not have any of like that hint of shimmer that the original formula had, but it's not supposed to because this is marketed as a matte powder. So my only complaint, if I had to nitpick it, if I had to be extra critical of it, which you know I'm going to do because I'm going to give you my most honest feedback, my only complaint is it does not keep me matte. So although it's a great, great powder, if you are actually looking for true mattification and truly a mattifying powder that really keeps you and your oily skin at bay, then this is not going to be it. However, it's still fantastic. It still looks beautiful. It still feels like nothing on your skin. It's going to look gorgeous on camera right now. I'm already looking at it in the monitor. I'm watching my skin transform. It looks this good in person too. So if you were like standing right here, we were hanging out, talking face to face, chatting it up, my skin would look really, really nice, like really, really pretty. The only complaint, like I mentioned, if I had to nitpick it, would be that it doesn't truly mattify the way that, let's say, the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder does. You know what I mean? Or like the Makeup Forever HD, or what's another good mattifying powder? Even the Makeup by Mario, the new Surreal Skin, the soft Surreal Skin Suppin powder. Those names are always so long. I can't do it. It doesn't mattify you like that. It's going to look really matte right now, but I'd say 3, 4, depending on like what I have underneath. When I'm wearing it on top of like the Milk Makeup skin tint or any of my skin tints, the shine that I produce comes through a lot quicker. I have used this on top of like the Anastasia Impeccable foundation, and that combination of this and that foundation looks matte way, way longer, probably like 5.5 hours in, I'm still pretty matte. But on top of a skin tint, you're going to see that shine popping through a lot sooner. So beautiful powder. Highly recommend it. I just want you to know going into it that if you're buying it intentionally and specifically for mattification, like to be really, really matte, then it's not going to quite give you that. So just know that, and you should be happy. You should still be very, very happy. Moving on, and let me know if in the comments if you try this powder, if you're having the same kind of experience. And then one more note I want to talk about before I move on, before I give my attention to these. My other note is I think this is still good for all skin types. Even though it says it's more matte, if you have dry skin, I still think you could definitely wear this, as long as you're not putting this on top of like bone dry skin that has been moisturized, like with anything. Prep your skin accordingly, just like I always talk about, and you should definitely be able to wear this, and you're gonna like the skin smoothing aspect, you'll like the pore refinement that it gives you, and you'll like the lightweight feeling that it gives you as well. So yeah, I've been asked a lot if this is good for dry skin. Ultimately, my thoughts are the Kosas is gonna be, sorry, that's my chair. Ultimately, my thoughts are still that the Kosas is the best suited for dry skin, but if you are wanting to try it, you could still definitely make it work. You could still definitely wear it and you will still like it. So just make sure you prep your skin accordingly. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, and I'm such a liar, I'm not going to try this yet because you know what? Something is missing and I need to tackle these brows. And I have a new brow pencil that I am so dying to show you in a Nikki Uncut. I already use this in a live video on my YouTube channel. So if you missed those, I go live on Sundays. They're really fun. They're completely different. We get to hang out, we get to talk, and they're just a blast. They're like the highlight of my week. So I use this just recently. It is the new brow pencil from Ravi Beauty. So Allie Glines, my girl, she crushed it with this formula. It's like the kind of brow pencil that is small and precise, but it's not too small where you have a hard time getting the job done. You know what I mean? So really good size, really great performing pencil. I have the shade Ebony, and funny story, I talked about this on my live as well. But when this launched, I was so pumped. I placed an order that night, and then the next day I went through my mail and my boxes, and I had this in the mail. So thank you to Ruby Beauty and Allie Glines. I would have bought it anyway, but I am very grateful and very pumped because now I actually get to give my sister one, and she's going to be equally excited because my sister is also a no brow girly. We inherited the no brows. I don't know where it came from because my mom's got brows and my dad had brows, but I don't know. It skipped us for some reason. Okay, enough talking. I've had a matcha, a coffee, and a large Diet Coke. So I am potentially very chatty. So this is the brow pencil, excuse me. This is the size of it. Very small, very precise, Kind of like a micro, but bigger, so you could still get in there and get the job done. Ebony is going to go on my brows, and let me show you what transformation my brows are about to take. And I cannot wait for that transformation because I have barely anything in my brows right now, and I'm feeling a little self-conscious. So I've been testing this brow pencil out since I got it, and my thoughts are it wears a really long time, doesn't smudge, and even with my oily skin, it still stays put. So that's a big problem with a lot of brow pencils is my oily skin, believe it or not, seeps through my brow pencils or like my brow gels, like anything I'm using on my brows. It'll start to seep through and start to break down and just overly, like, produce too much shine in my brows. This has stayed put so well. So that is one of the biggest concerns when I'm trying out a brow pencil or a brow product is it going to stand up and stand up for itself when it comes to my oily skin? And this one has done a great job. So you're really able to get in there precisely. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank God. Thank God. We need these brows on. But you're able to get in there with this little tip and really draw them on. So whether you have full brows naturally, where you just need to kind of fill in certain little bald areas, or let's say you're doing a brow from scratch like I am, this is going to be a great pencil for you. I'll have it linked. So good. So to me, the best method when I'm using this pencil or any brow pencils is I like to go in first with either my e.l.f. Wow Brow or that new CoverGirl Clean Brow something. I have it right here. Clean Fresh Brow. I've been loving this one. That is so good. And I like to brush that into my brows first, get like a nice foundation going, and then I'll go in and fill in the rest of it and create more of a shape, a defined shape with the pencil. So much better. Ebony, by the way, is like the perfect, cool, deep shade for me that just looks great with my black hair. So, been loving that. I'm going to clean this up just a bit. I went a little too thick right here. Great way to clean that up and to fix any mistakes is to take a brush. This is the Angie A505, my favorite for concealer, and just kind of clean underneath, reshape it, and then you're good to go. So now we can dive into another fun product. So the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Blush, Matte Blush, Bouncy Blush, excuse me, it's a long name. Soft Pinch Matte Bouncy Blush. This is a cushiony cream to powder blush that glides onto your skin for a weightless wash of velvety, long-lasting color. I touched these at Sephora. They're so pretty. I got Hope and I got Happy. And I think I'm going to go with, what should I go with? I'll show you them both, obviously. If I can get them out of the box. Okay, so this is Hope. And as if we didn't need, or as if we needed, excuse me, more blushes on the market, we've just been getting blush launch after blush launch after blush launch. And I'm not mad about it. I mean, ooh. Blushes are such a happy, fun product to pick up. They're so, what's the word I'm looking for? They're like instant satisfying. They're just satisfying. Instant gratification. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I've had too much caffeine apparently, but they're just a really fun product to pick up. They're really uplifting. They're kind of like buying a lipstick, like a new fun lipstick. Like they're just like an instant, yeah, I don't know. They're just fun. There's some of my favorite things to buy, clearly. And then this is the shade Happy. So Happy is a lot brighter. Love that texture and I love that feeling. And I think, why don't we go with, let's go with Happy. You know, why not? Why not go for a little Happy blush moment today? It's brighter, it's poppier, it's more like punchy. Clean N17. I'm going to dip into it And this is going to be my first impression of it on my skin. So I picked up a decent amount. Should we pre-blend? Let's do a little pre-tap. I'm not sure how pigment this is going to be on. Ooh. Oh, that's a really cool texture. Okay. That's a really cool texture. So it's cream, but it's very matte. It's very matte and it's very blurring. Like, I feel like this is more blurring by far than, I have to show you this part now. Where is it? Tower 28, where are you? Okay, I cannot find it, but the Tower 28 ones that just came out, they're powder, they're blurring, but I find that formula to be a bit on the patchy side. So I haven't really been loving it. I haven't really been using it. This one looks blurring, very smoothing, and but I'm not getting like the patchy. I'm not getting the patchiness. Maybe here. Is that patchy? I can't tell. Wow. Okay. Very pretty. Okay, I might have gone a little too much over here. They're surprisingly very, very pigmented. Just tapping this in. If you've tried these and you're playing with them and you're testing them out, please leave your thoughts in the comments below. My first impression is I'm very intrigued. I'm very much so liking these. But I definitely need to like wear them out. I still need more time before I can say that I 100% recommend them. So just know that. Happy is such a pretty color. Wow. A very happy color, literally. Very springy. Okay, I feel like I might have gotten... Is that patchy? I can't tell. I feel like I might have got patchy right here. Maybe I'm just... Maybe my eyes are deceiving me. Okay. I think we're good. I mean, I could tap this in all day long. It's very rewarding. Let's do a little bit on my nose. And then we do have another product to test out that is a brand new release that I did pick up in store, but I also placed an order and I got another shade in one of my online orders at Sephora. But I couldn't resist getting another shade when I was in store and I started swatching them. I'll show you it in just a second, but final thoughts so far. Really like the Rare Beauty. Really, really pretty. Relatively easy to work with. And we will see how this wears throughout the day, but on the monitor, it looks really, really pretty. Really soft and really pretty. You can see my shine is coming through with that Givenchy powder, and this is like my problem with it, is it just is not mattifying enough on my oily skin. So I'm actually going to go back and put a little bit more on just to show you that you actually end up needing a lot more than you would think if you are an oily girl like me. So I'm going to do a little bit more because I already see my shine starting to poke through, and we're not even done with this tutorial, and we have a lot more to tackle and to put on our skin. Okay, another new product. Haus Labs came out with the Bio Radiant Glassy Highlighter Balm. I got the shade Champagne Something that's coming to me in the mail, but then in store I picked up the Glassy Pink Opal because, you guys, it was so pretty when I swatched it. I couldn't resist it. I don't even know if I'm going to love the way this looks on my skin, but we're going to test it out. First impression together. So this is the component. Nice packaging. It's like a balm that you just swipe on. Ooh, wow. It's even better than I remembered in store because the lighting in Sephora is a little rough, but in my pretty lighting right now, wow, that is quite stunning. Now, I don't want to wreck my makeup, so we're going to do two things. I'm going to pick up from my fingertip with the product and just tap it on my nose. Even though it's pink, it's going to make a really pretty nose highlight. Okay, so they're very balmy. They're very, like, glassy, just like they say. The shine is pretty exceptional. I'm going to switch over to, let's just pick up some of this on the back side of my N17. I'm not going to swipe this because I just know better and I know it's going to rip up the makeup. I just doubt that it won't. So brush to product like this, and then let's do a gentle, yeah, that's the way to go. Okay, that was probably too much. Ooh, this is very wet, balmy. Wow. Might be a little tricky to work with, to be honest. Just go in slow and know that less is more. In fact, I went a little too high up with that, honestly. It's going a little too close to my under eye powder. I don't want to create that patchy effect. Okay. That is unique. I think I'm most curious to try this on my eyes and even on my lips too. So we'll get there in a bit. We'll get there when we can get there. But for now, let's move on. Let's keep this train going because I still have to get my eye makeup on. I got an Armani paint for myself. This is the shade Cashew. I believe it's sold out now. I'm going to try to link it anyway. Maybe I'll link it directly from the Armani website, but it's a beautiful shade. And if you could get your hands on this formula in any shades, they make shimmers that are gorgeous. And obviously the mattes are really usable and really everyday friendly. So I finally got Cashew. I have 2 others coming in the mail, but this is one that I actually got sent out of my order just randomly by itself, which was kind of hilarious. So that's 22 Cashew. There's a construction car outside my house right now. We're going to act like it's not there, and we're going to tap this in with my N16. So I like to start with a tapping motion and then use the longer bristles to blend up into the crease. Just like that. Look how pretty that is. This makes a great natural base for underneath your matte shadows, or it makes a great one and done, really, really natural, like maybe office eye makeup look. Throw on some eyeliner and mascara and you're good. But the great thing about these two, just some feedback on how they wear exceptionally well, like exceptionally well. They don't crease, they don't move. Once they dry down, they're not going to go anywhere. I'm going to take more of this color. I'm going to grab a bit on my N12 brush. I'm going to take it to the wand and then just blend this on the bottom lash line just for some soft definition. This is a really great way to disguise any kind of fine lines you have under your eyes, because if you put a tint there, it just automatically camouflages that area. Or if you tend to crease really bad close to your lash line, this will be another way to minimize that and disguise it. Such a good, natural, everyday shade. Okay, so now that we have that on, I have to put this on camera and show you how gorgeous this is. If I haven't talked about these enough, or if you missed me talk about them, and if you haven't picked this up yet, I never tell you to go run out and buy a product, but you should honestly go out and run and buy Princess Teddy if you can. This is the Half Magic Sparkle Stick. They're an eye crayon. These are like unbelievably gorgeous. I talked about them in a recent YouTube video. So if you didn't catch that, it's uploaded. It's my last Saturday video, and these are just unbelievable metallic shadow sticks. So I'm going to apply this right on top of the Armani, and you're going to see this is going to be the quickest, simplest, most beautiful eye makeup look. So I'm going to run this all over the base of my eyelid. Now, when I'm doing this on top of a more matte eye base like the Armani, you want to work pretty quickly. So I'm going to immediately go in and blend out the edge of that into my crease before it has time to dry down. These actually surprisingly dry down very quickly. So once they're dried down, they don't move, which is a great thing, but just know you have to kind of work a bit faster. So just like that. Is that pretty? You cannot go wrong with these. They're so gorgeous. They make fun colors too, but I love the browns and I love the neutrals, obviously. Like, you know me. Like, I'm an earth tone kind of girly over here. But they just did such a fantastic job of this formula. They crushed it. So Hat Magic is available at Ulta and of course like direct to consumer on their website. And they have really reasonable prices too, which I appreciate. So blending out the edge into the crease, just like that. I'm gonna take a little bit more and we're gonna do a bit just closely to my lash line. And I'm telling you, these literally do not move. They stay put all day through, like thick and thin. We need an eyeliner, and I'm gonna grab a liquid eyeliner that's a drugstore favorite of mine. So high performance, so worth every single penny. They're so affordable and just they're better than so many of the high-end ones that I love and still use. But this is the Maybelline Master Precise All Day Liquid Liner. This literally does not move from my eyes. This is in the shade I don't remember, but I'll link it. Oh, just 111 brown. It's just a brown liquid liner, and it's so pretty. It has a long felt tip pen that just really allows you to get in there very precisely and just lay it down quick and easy. So I'm going to do a little liquid liner. I'm going to hold my breath so I don't make any mistakes during this uncut, because that would suck. I'm going to do initial line first. Very thin, going all across. Just like that. Cute. Okay, eyeliner is on. We're looking even enough. There we go. That's much better. I'll definitely link this. It is such a good buy. Now, I was hesitant to use this mascara in this video, but to be fair, I've given it some wear time, but I haven't given it like enough days. But I will say the couple times I have worn this mascara, it has flaked in my eyes, like little tiny, like sandy kind of particles that are really uncomfortable. And it has definitely given me some form of raccoony things going on throughout the day. So very unfortunate. I'm going to give it another go because I feel like I haven't given it enough time, like I just said. But my initial thoughts based on the times I have worn it is it's not worn well at all. So I'm so sad to say this because I feel like I'm constantly just being way too hard on Makeup by Mario, but I'm not trying to be hard. I gotta be fully honest with you. This mascara flaked a lot and it did run, like I just mentioned, but we're gonna try it out again one more time. And we're gonna see what this is gonna look like, and we're just gonna make sure that I'm certain that it was the mascara, not something else, even though I know it was the mascara. But anyway, Master Mascara from Makeup by Mario. Initially, this looks so beautiful when you put it on. I mean, it's quite stunning. It's a really good formula upon first applying it. It's the wear throughout the day that just got me so bummed out because I really loved the way my lashes looked when I first applied it. I loved the high impact. I even like the brush. The formula feels like it's going to be top notch. It actually feels a lot like the YSL Lash Clash when you're first putting it on. It reminded me a lot of that. I wouldn't be surprised if that was like the benchmark that they created this formula off of. I'm just speculating that, by the way. I don't know, but It feels very much like the YSL Lash Clash, but it does not wear like the YSL Lash Clash, unfortunately. So we're gonna test it out one more time because that's only fair. I can't give it just 2 days. I have to give it more time than that. So I'll report back, but just know, if you're on the fence about buying it, wait a little bit longer. Or if you're someone who has like, you know, if your mascara tends to flake on you no matter what, if you're like flake prone, this is more than likely going to flake on you as well. So I'm going to coat my lashes. You're going to see how good they're going to look, because they're going to look amazing with this mascara. And that's what's such a bummer, because they look so good. It's such a good formula. And I love that brush. I love the tapered wand. But man, it just did me so dirty. So here I am, expecting different results, but I just had to give it one more day. One more full-on day of testing out and trying out and seeing if it's gonna still flake. Okay, so that's the Makeup by Mario Master Mascara, up close and personal. It looks so good. Look at that highlight. Jeez, look at that. That is like wet, beaming, ooh, metallic highlight. I need to finish a couple more things. I want a little bit of powder bronzer to lock in that cream bronzer from Milani. For that, I'm going to use my tried and true, my trusty, I love this bronzer so much. It's the YSL All Hours bronzer. It's a matte bronzer. And I'm just going to apply it with the Angie Hot and Flashy A507. Dip in and just press this on top of the Milani, just to lock it down into place a bit more. And you can see, guys, I'm still getting a lot of shine coming through from that Givenchy. So it's a great powder, but just know it's just not going to keep you super duper matte, but it is quite beautiful. We still need to do one more round of the Huda Beauty. And I think I'm going to put this on actually before I do my lips. So let's do another shake of this and another spray. I'm a little scared because my makeup is fully on, my blush is on, my mascara is on. So I hope this doesn't squirt out droplets of product. Say a prayer for me. Fingers crossed. One more test spray. Nope. Oh, I can feel it. Okay. Huda, why? Huda, I love you. Why? Oh, okay. Okay, well, we can fix this. There's nothing your foundation brush cannot fix. But dang, really? Why does the dropper or the sprayer have to be like that? I just don't. Okay, we're gonna let the rest of that dry down. We're gonna hope and pray that it just doesn't lift anything up. But darn it, that's a bummer. I really, you know, the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder is so incredible. I want this to be equally incredible with no problems, no issues, no nothing. I don't want to complain about anything. Okay, let's let that dry down completely. I still have some wetness going on right here, but in the meantime, I picked up, finally, it took me a million years to pick this up, it feels like. It's like an older product at this point. It's the Le Monster Lip Crayon from House Labs. I got the shade Rose Matte, and it just looked so pretty. And what took me so long? I swatched them. I like the formula, I like the creaminess, I like the component. So we're going to finally test this bad boy out. Look how pretty that is. It's like a pen, like a little like writing pen. All right. Rose Matte is going to be our lip today. And I love a good lipstick crayon, because I wouldn't consider these lip liners. They're too creamy. So I would use them more as like an actual lipstick and fill in the lips with it. Pretty. It's a lot more warm than I expected. It's definitely turning a lot more warm than it is. Okay. Not bad. Very pretty still. I thought it was gonna be more of like a blushy, kind of mauve-y tone. I don't know why. It looked like it was gonna be like that on my hand when I swatched it, but still really pretty. Just a bit different. Let me clean up this line a bit. I went a little too low. And what I want to do, I want to put this on top of my lips as like a gloss, as like a finishing glossy center kind of product. I think it's going to be a really cool combo. It's what I had in mind. So let's finish the lips with the Biogel Glossy Highlight. Ooh, it's kind of frosty. This is so balmy and so unique. Tap it in. Just a bit. I'm not mad at it. Definitely unique. I want to get that off my chest and try it out. So maybe you don't have to, but definitely I'm not mad at it. That's a kind of a cool and unique combo. That's the makeup look. That is everything in a nutshell that I have so far from my newest purchases, from my newest PR. I'm still continuing to get new things in the mail all the time. So I really hope this helped to like just kind of show you what's new and what's out there. Stay tuned for the rest of my huge Sephora, or both my Sephora orders to get here, to get in the mail. When that does come, I will be doing a full on try on, first review, first impressions video just like this one. So stay tuned for that. I'll have the Dior bronzers and the highlighters that you guys have all been asking me about in that video to come. So lots more to come soon, but this is the look for this Nikki & Cut. It came out really pretty all in all. This is quite glowy, quite glassy, quite balmy. You can still see, like I mentioned, quite a bit of oil coming through, even with the Givenchy powder. So those are my thoughts on that product so far. Let me know in the comments if you tried it out and what your thoughts are, and if you're having the same experience with it not being super matte like I am. But all in all, still a really nice formula. Everything I tried out, I'm really liking. I'm going to take a picture at the end of this day. I'm doing this makeup very, very early, so I'll have a really great solid, like, I don't know, 8-hour at least, probably like 9-hour wear test out of this makeup look. So after this video is uploaded and you've watched it, check my YouTube community tab, because I'm going to post a photo of how the mascara wore and how this complete makeup look wore in those 8-9 hours. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be really interesting to see what it looks like. I'll post it in the community, so check that out. But that's the look. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. I had a lot of fun with you. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye.
I can't let you go, baby.